Hi guys, how are you doing? This is from techcentury and welcome to my new video. Now you might have seen my unboxing of the Xbox One Day 1 edition yesterday or the day before, and now 2 days later I have the controller right here, and for one reason and one reason only, that I really hate the controller, and I never expected this. So this video will be about why I hate the Xbox One controller and why I think the Xbox 360 controller is much better. So to get started, we see the controller right here, and it looks kind of nice, no doubt about it. But the first impression that I had during the unboxing, if you recall, was that it felt somewhat cheap, and I still stand by that. I still think even with the batteries in, it feels a little bit cheaper than the Xbox 360 controller. I actually have the Halo Reach edition right here, and I'm not quite sure why this is the case. Maybe because it's a little bit lighter or feels lighter, but still I just don't feel the quality feels as nice as on the Xbox 360 controller. Now, in terms of analog sticks, I'm not quite happy about the new choice of analog sticks, especially the pattern that we have around here on this ring. It's very grippy, in my eyes a little bit too grippy. I never really had any issues with the analog sticks on the Xbox 360 controller to begin with. So if you see right here, we have a completely different pattern. What I never really had any issues with, like slipping off. I never really had an issue with the grip whatsoever. So I'm not quite sure why they changed it to this. This feels just like a little bit too grippy to me. I'm not really the biggest fan. In terms of just responsiveness, they're absolutely fine, no issues whatsoever. Now if we continue here to the shoulder buttons, and those are really my main issues. First of all, here the buttons LB and RB. To me, the feedback isn't really that great. It just feels kind of like they don't have enough travel, and sometimes it's just kind of difficult to press them. Also way better here on the Xbox 360 controller. Also the click feels much more satisfying and also sounds like it than here on the Xbox One controller. Not quite sure what happened there. But my biggest and main complaint definitely have to be here the LT and RT buttons. Now if you see right here, they are kind of oddly shaped and they are very sharp here at the corner. And if we compare this also to the Xbox 360 controller, then we'll see that we have a completely different shape. So you see right here, they barely stick out of the casing, and they're on the Xbox One controller, they stick out quite a bit. Now, I'm currently just playing FIFA, so maybe this is a game-specific issue, but you really need to use LB and LT a lot. So what I'll do is I'll just use LB and then quickly switch over to LT. And I'll always end up here on the corner of the LT button, and this is really where it kind of hurts even in the finger, because this just doesn't go all the way in. So you're always just like here on the corner with your finger and all the pressure's on it. So it just feels completely uncomfortable. If you play a couple of games, it even hurts. So that's just my main complaint. Maybe this is an issue just for FIFA because you have the combination that you're pressing this a lot and then just switching to LT. Maybe this isn't an issue with other games. I definitely noticed that, for example, also in FIFA here on the right side, you basically just use the RT button for sprinting the whole time, so it's no issue at all because your finger can just like rest here on the middle and you never really have to touch like the bottom. But if you're like quickly switching, I never really end up hitting this. I always end up hitting the end, and this just feels uncomfortable and hurts. And if we just compare this also here to the 360 controller, then we see that this actually, when pressed, completely goes into the case. So you don't really even touch the button anymore. You just basically hit like the case, where you have like this big surface where your finger just like sits on flush, and it's just very comfortable in comparison. So I'm honestly not quite sure why Microsoft messed this up. At least for me, they really did. Maybe your experience is completely different. Maybe you play other games where you don't really need the trigger buttons as much. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. For me, honestly, this is a big issue because in combination with the games that are lacking right now, because Watch Dogs was delayed, games like FIFA 14 I can still play on my Xbox 360, so I'm really considering just returning the Xbox One because, for one, there aren't really any games that I'm interested in. Second of all, the controller, at least in my opinion, is a big downgrade from the 360, and I still have basically most of the games here on the 360, so maybe I should just return this and wait 1 or 2 years. Maybe we'll see a revision of the controller. The price will definitely drop off the console, and those are just my thoughts on the controller after using it for 2 days. Maybe you love it. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe I'm the only one. That's absolutely fine, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because for me, this is something that I didn't expect at all, and it is somewhat a deal breaker because you use the controller all the time because you don't really play any games with Kinect, at least not real games. So this also wraps up the video. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for many more tech videos, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Thanks, see you next time.